G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of Craps Down Under. Today I'm going to do a bit of a comparison video. I was having a bit of a chat with Midnight Madness, and he shared a strategy that he's had some success with at the casino. It's a fairly conservative strategy, and it's actually very similar to another strategy that I posted on the Craps community Discord mid last year. So I'm going to actually play both of them together and we'll see how they turn out. I think they're probably about the same. One uses a pass line bet, the other one uses place bets. So from a house edge point of view, if you subscribe to that line of thinking, the pass line should be better, just from a purely house edge. But you trade that off with, you don't get to decide where the point is, so you could potentially end up in a worse situation. So the strategy is really simple. You start with a minimum bet of say $30, and you will press it on each roll. Now on Midnight Madness, on his particular strategy, he pushes it on each roll, each and every roll. You'll press it up $30, and he either hits the point, and then he goes back down to minimum, or 7 out and he starts over again. With the pass line version that I'm going to show, which is the one I posted back in June or July last year, I use a pass line bet, and then you add odds, but I only add odds when the player's hitting box numbers. So if they're rolling craps numbers, I'm not adding any odds, and we'll add up to a maximum. Midnight Madness, he adds up to a maximum of $150 bet, and for my strategy, which I'll say is this guy here, we're both 600 bankroll for both players. On my particular one, I'll go up to 150, but I'm going to observe the 3, 4, 5 times odds, so up to 5 times 4, and then 3 if it's the 4 and 10. So I'll stick within those limits, although we could say 5 times odds across, but I think 3, 4, 5 is fairly common in the US. Unfortunately in Australia, we're stuck with 2 times odds, and that's all there is. So it's fairly restrictive here. So from that perspective, I actually find pass line is not a great bet because of the 2 times odds only. It just doesn't really compare favourably to placing bets, especially on the 6 and 8. So let's get started. Basically, this play will only work when the point's established. So we'll start with pass line bet. The other thing I also said is you can parlay any pass line wins, and you can actually play it at a higher level. So I might also do that, because that's kind of one of the things I did mention. Something you can consider. So I probably will do that, and because that will then that again increases variance. We're either going to win more or lose more, but it will increase variance, which is both a positive and a negative. But if the dice roll in our favour, then it will generate more profit. Alright, let's get started, and we'll cut them out, and we've got 4, so 4 is the point. So what I'm going to do for this player, Midnight Madness, he said he'll either play the 6 or the 8, so what I'm going to do is I'll play this side that what the point is on. So if the puck's on this side, I'll play the 6. If the puck's on that side, I'll play the 8, and that way we'll just move it based on the dice outcome. But it's not really critical to the strategy or anything. It's just how he plays it. He'll usually pick one number. So that's my little twist on it. All right, here we go. And we've got 8. So maybe we should have stuck with the 8. So both players will press up their bet, $30. So he'll just press up his bet there. It should be helpful if I actually put the bet up properly in the right order with the chips, and I will add odds of $30 behind, because we hit an inside number, or we hit a box number. So I won't press it up if it's any horn number. On this one I will press up, because Midnight said he will press up regardless, so we'll always press on this side, but only up to 150, and that's the same for both strategies. Up to 150. So there's a yo. So that doesn't affect this guy, but Midnight will press it up. So that's he's at level 3. So he's going to go up to a maximum of basically 5 units. And the way he thinks of it is he treats every one of these as a unit he's going to win or a unit he's losing. And he tries to get up about 10 units in a session, which is going to be around $300 or so, a bit more, maybe about, well, that's going to be, you know, what these guys pay out. All right. And we've got a 9. So Knight will press up again. And this guy will also press up. And the theory that I was using in the passline player, well, if a shooter's hitting more box numbers, then he's more qualified. So obviously if his hits are all on the boxes, then I'll be pressing more up until the limit. But if he's rolling lots of rubbish, then I won't be pressing much at all. So that was the kind of the idea behind that. And 4, so we've hit the point. Oh, sorry, 5, no we haven't. Gosh, my eyes are fooling me. 5, so I'm getting a bit excited there. 5, so we'll press up I think one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, we've got one more to go. I'll put that all on there. This guy's also going to press up. Reach over there. So that guy's at his last press. He's at the, I think it's the 150. Yep. Yo. So this guy's not going to do anything, and this guy's not going to do anything because it wasn't a box number. And there's our 7. So both players lose on that one. But the idea is you're pressing into the hand as it develops. You're not starting with a high initial exposure, and you're just trying to get that hit. One hit. And the idea is sometimes less is more. That's basically the theory behind it. So puck comes off. Dice away. Passline player is going to put down another bet. So again, I'll play it. If I get a natural, I'll parlay it, and we'll play it twice the level if we've got sufficient bankroll, and you know we'll make a judgment call on that. It wasn't an absolute in the way I described my strategy. I said it's something you can think about doing. So we'll use a judgment call if we think it's the right time to do it. All right, so we've got an 8. Going back that 8. Should been on that 8. So 8. So he's going to go on this side this time. So he's set up. Here we go. And 8 has hit. So points. I've rolled that. So points been hit. So his 30 is going to get paid 35. I'll rack that up, and he'll come down off his action. Well, actually, yeah, he'll come down off his action because we've got to start a new point cycle. This guy's going to get paid flat on the flat portion only, and we'll rack that one up, and we'll be ready and set for the next point. All right, so coming out, new point, same shooter though. 6 this time. So there we go, on the 6. Midnight Madness is going to go on the 6-2 this time because we're on this side of the board. And we've got an 8. So that's going to be a press over here. And he's going to add odds down here. And we'll keep going. And there's the 8. That's a press here. And, oops, knocking it over. So that's up to level 3. This is only, he's on level 3 as well, I guess, because he's got his flat bet there. And we keep going. So far the shooter's been all inside or on the box numbers. Again, another box number. So press up here. And because it's a box number, we'll press here too. Add to our odds. We're just hoping to get that 1 hit on the 6 before the 7 comes. We've got a 4. So that's again another box number. So how many are we at? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 1 more to go. So this is our last level. And this guy here, we're at our last level too. He's got 1, we've got his flat plus 3, so that makes our maximum exposure of 5 units, effectively 5 $30 units, is 150. So now we're just waiting for the point to resolve. And it's the 8 again, should be on that 8. Keep thinking that when Midnight said he likes the 8, so thinking of what he said, yo. And 7. Alright, so lose. Alright, so far, oh that's right, we've got to wait for a point for Midnight's player. And we've got a 9, so 9 will be the point. This is a new shooter. And we put up the bets on the 8 this time because we're on this side of the board. And that's it, we're done. And very short, 7 out. Alright, so these both lose. So far it's been a pretty ordinary hand. That's why I can't put him up yet until we get a point. Change some dice, we'll get some blues. Right, dice out, it's 5. So I should have taken that off. The point's now 5. Right, we'll go back up on the 6 here. And we've got a 6. So that's a winner here. So at this point he just starts back at this level. So because he hasn't progressed up, it was literally, sorry, I didn't pay that right, that should have been 35. He just literally stays at that. Alright. Oh, this guy's still got a press because it was an inside hit. So he adds odds there. And we've got an 8. So we'll add odds on this guy. And we'll press up our bet on this side. And we've got a 6. So this is another hit again, which is going to be $70. And then takes it back down to the base level. And obviously the advantage of doing the place bets is that you're putting yourself on the most probable numbers beside the 7, and that's the idea here. With this one, following the point, you're letting the dice decide where you go. Gets working on the theory of, you know, repeaters or clusters of numbers, but obviously it's obviously not going to necessarily hit as often as you're going to get the 6 and 8. But the difference is that you do get paid true odds on this part of your bet, but you're only getting paid flat on this part of the bet. So, you know, it's a trade-off. Now we've had 6 again, so that's another nice win. Oh, and I need to press, which I may have forgot to press the other one when we got the hit on the other one. Which I don't think I did do the press. I think I should have actually pressed that up. It should have been pressed up. Now we're at the top level. So we're just hoping to get a 5 roll before the 7. And 5 is hit. So that's a nice win. So points been made. So we're going to pay 30 on our flat. And for each of these, we've got to get basically 2 pays 3. Alright, so I'm going to get basically 2 pays 3 for each of those. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, so we're more or less now the points off. Now this, he didn't say whether he was working or not. I'm assuming that he's actually, well, I don't need to put that by default. We will be off, but I'll just make it clear that I won't have him working on this. But you know, feel free to do, if you decide to play this, feel free to either work or not work based on your preference. But I'll just keep with how the game normally flows. You're normally off on the come out roll, so we're doing another come out roll. And we've got 6, 4, 10. So the point's going to be 10. 10 on the end. And he's already set up. He's set up, so there's nothing really to do. We just roll it. And 7. So that's a short little one there. So both of these lose. And start again. So that obviously that last win at the end there, that really really paid nicely. And start a new shooter here, 7. So that's a winner. So we win our flat. So we can actually parlay it up. I do say you can do that and play at a double the level. So let's see if that does work for us. It's certainly a bigger. We're basically back at our original bankroll. So you know, let's give it a shot. Yo, and that's actually quite nice. So now we get paid double again. So you can actually almost call that's a straight out win. Whether you want to play at that same level, I'm not going to parlay it again because I just think that's a little bit too much to be putting on for one hand, given our limit's 1 to 50. So I'll just, you know, I'm happy to go to 300 that we're putting at risk, but no more than that. 300 is still half our bankroll. I still think it's probably too much. But anyway, let's see how we go. And we've got 6, so the point's going to be 6. Midnight, we'll set up Midnight on this side. We don't need to do anything, he's already there. And there's the 6. So he gets paid 35. And we'll take him off. And this guy down here, he didn't really get to press, but it doesn't matter. It's still a nice tidy win, given that we had the front line winners and they'll hit our point, even though it was a flat. It's still a win. So we're starting to rack more greens now, so we're certainly ahead in our bankroll. If we do a quick test, we can see where we're up 125, 30, 35. So it's not a bad outcome. There. All right. So same shooter coming out. Oh, sorry, better put my bet out. Otherwise, we won't be in the game. All right. And come out 7. So another nice one. Sorry, that rolled then. Apologies. So that one there. Now we can do the same parlay trick. See how it goes. And we've got a 5. So the point's going to be 5. Mark the point. We'll get our Midnight player set up. Let's go. And 3. So it's a craps 3. Now this player doesn't add any odds when it's not a box number. But the Midnight player, he presses his bet on every roll up to the 150 limit. And we've got a 9. So that's a box hit. So this play here, now we're playing at double the level. So I'm going to put a $60 behind. This guy here is going to press it up. Because it's still a box hit, so 9. So this guy's hoping for the 6. This guy's hoping for the 5. And we got the 5. So quite happy about that. So we get paid now 50, 60 here. Plus we get 3 for 2 on this guy. So we get 3 there, 3 greens, and 3 reds. Put all reds here. Now we're doing reasonably well here. It's quite nice. I'll leave this one. He'll be off for now. But yeah, he's certainly. Want to see where we're at in the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. Sorry. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We're almost up 300 bucks. Plus if I take this, we're over 300, so plus our original bankroll. So already we're over 300. You came in with 600. That's all you need to do, and you're done. You're literally done at that point. I mean, there's no point trying to press your luck any further. You've made more than half your bankroll already. So I think that's a good outcome, and I definitely think about, you know, racking a few of that and maybe just say, okay, I'll give it another go, and if I lose one, I'll just call it an end there. So keep running with your wins. If you keep getting wins, great. But as soon as you start, you know, maybe have 1 or 2 losses in a row, then that's it. You're done. You're out of it. Lock up your profit and go do something else. So this is off. This one's come out roll. Again, same shooter. And we've got an 8. Now, the points over here, so I'm going to move this guy. You'll tell that he'll move me to the 8. So that's the kind of rule I set for this. So we'll follow that and be on that side of the board. Now this guy's just waiting for a box number to then add odds behind. And we hit the 8. So beautiful win here. I'll pay the front one first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, so it's 35, 70, 105. If I've done my math right. That's a nice win. Let's rack it as a black, might as well. It's nice to get black chips. And that's it, so we'll take him down and we'll wait for the next point. And 7. So that's a come out winner. So let's do the parlay trick, because we could get a yo, and that's a great outcome when you get another natural, you know, a couple of naturals following each other. You turn a 30 bet into a $60 bet, so you win 30 plus 60. You won $90 from a $30 bet. It's a great outcome when it happens. 5. So point's going to be 5. So we'll go back up here, put it around the right way, go on the 6 this time. And we've got a 9. So this player's going to press up to 60. This guy's going to add some odds. Oh, sorry, it's got to be at the $60 because we're at the double level. So when we're playing this double level, that means you're prepared to put $300 in odds, or $300, sorry, total bet. So that will be, what is it, $240 in odds behind your bet. And we've got a 9. So again, we press. Press there, and we add another 60 in odds. So this is you know, we're putting a bit of our profit on the line based on parlaying. Now, you don't have to do it. You know, you can, if we start seeing the dealer throw craps, I might pull some of it back. You know, given we're playing at the higher level. There we go, midnight. So this guy's still going to press. I think that's 1, 2. I've got one more level to go. We don't press here at all. And there's that 7. So that was a big loser. I lost a fair bit of profit there. So I said, you know, sometimes when you start seeing those craps numbers, it's like, for a lot of people, that's a signal that things might go south. Alright, so we've got to go back on our pass line. And we've got some new dice, we've got a new shooter. I should have actually counted the shooters here, given that I don't want the video to go for too long. 8, so 8's the point. Alright, so we'll get set up on the 8. And there's those craps numbers again. 3. You're still going to press it up. I'll get better at pressing eventually. Alright, so we're on a nice inside number, so Now there's another one of those, which I don't like seeing, but unless I'm on them. If I'm in the field, then it's great. Or if we're doing these, I actually prefer the craps than being over here, because especially if it's US odds, you're better being on the craps than over here. Although the payouts are different, the house edge is actually lower on this particular bets, but you're just going to have different payouts. And we've got a 9. So he's going to press again. Press there. And 7. Right. No good. No good. So we had that great run, and we could have gone home with quite a bit of profit. Yeah, we were literally over $300 profit. Now we're down. We're playing with a little bit of our profit here. We've got $75 from our 300. So shows that sometimes you just should go, which is what I said. It was a good time to go. Alright, craps 3 again. Everything's telling me that we should have gone, so we lose that one. We have to go back up. And 7. So that's naturals are okay. And we'll parlay. And we've got a 9. So we'll set midnight up here, and that's it. And we've got a 7. So that's all loose. Now we're right back down to where we started. Now take that off, get some new dice. And we've got a yo. So that's a natural. We'll take that. And parlay. 5. Sorry, 6. 6 is the point. And we'll get this guy set up. So they're both going for the 6 this time. 4. So he's going to press. He's going to add to his odds. Do we play a double? We can play a double. We're going for an inside number. Let's see if we manage to play at that $60 level. We got it. So win here. This is he's got two $30 bets. So he's going to win 70. Right. And he's going to take his bet down because it's going to be a new point. This guy here is going to win 2 there, and here 5 wins 6, so he's going to win 30, and I'll just pay it that way. I'm not great at doing the odds payouts, so I apologise for that. But we've got to get there. that's our payouts done. So we have recovered a little bit of our winnings. Still not up as high as where we were, but yeah, 150 plus what we've got on the table. Yeah, it's maybe about just 200 maybe now. Point comes off. And same shooter, another come out. And we've got 8. Point's going to be 8. We'll get midnight set up here. We don't need to do anything. Just wait and see what happens. And there's the 8, straight up. Ideally, I like it to press up a little bit, not pay out so soon, but it's still a win. I'll take all action down there. This guy just gets paid flat. Wrap that up. Puck comes off. Same shooter. And back on that 8. So the 8's. Shooter likes the 8. Here we go. Whoops. Just lost the dice then. That's a 10. So you know it's going to press. We'll add odds down here. Got that 10 again. So midnight will press. And we'll add some odds. And what a 5. Press again. There's a bit better, but there we are. I think we're at the end. 1, 2, 3. One more to go. Just hoping to get a hit on that 8. And we got it. Beautiful. So, even though this should stay up until all the payouts are done, we'll work out where we're at. Right, so that's 140. Not bad. Nice win there. Put this all back in the rack. Maybe I'll colour these up as greens instead, so it's a bit easier to compare where we're at in both bank rolls. These back. Not too bad. So now we've got to pay our flat, and then we've got to basically, for each of those they pay 30, and that's going to pay 18. So 90, 75, 80, 90 there, and 18 here. I can get rid of these two, and I'll get back 20. Yep. Take this back here. So I don't really want the whites. So I think I'm just going to end it here because Again, we're kind of back to where we were before. I'll colour us up. But there, that's 500. The red's 600. All right, so I'll put that back and that back. Got all this and this to go through. So 1, 2, 3, 300s. Take this back. So that's our final position. So there's our 600 that we started with there. There we are, 300, 75, 80, 90. So we finish 390, which is a good outcome. Here we end up slightly below. So 400s, and that's exactly 100 there, so we've got 500. We'll go back, so there's our $500 chip. 530 is where we ended up. So still an okay outcome. I mean, it's not profit, but it shows that the method did sustain, even though we had some very short rolls. The method actually sustained and it preserved bankroll. It could just as easily go that you get a string of 6s or 8s and not be hitting your point. So yeah, I think they could probably go almost either way. Although I do like, obviously the reason why I did the bet I did, I like the fact of using odds with a bit better payout, although the flat doesn't get paid as well. Certainly in a casino when you can do 3, 4, 5 odds, that's a great play. So anyway, yeah, so 530 versus 6, 7, 8, 900. And 90, so almost a grand. $10 short of a grand, so not a bad outcome. Certainly happy with that. And again, when we're up earlier in the hand, I would have probably gone and checked out at that point. It's more than 50% of your bankroll is a great win. So anyway, we managed to get one more good roll, and that's enough. So. Hope you like that. I hope you like the comparison of the two. I think they're both valid. In fact, where I play, I would have to probably play more this style because I don't have the 3, 4, 5 odds. So that's certainly something the Midnight Madness strategy has in its, as an advantage, because I can't play 3, 4, 5 odds, and there might be other people that are in casinos where they've only got 2 times odds. Well, if you've got 5 times odds, then fantastic, or 10 times odds, great. 10 times odds, you can even put a smaller flat bet down. So I'd definitely be playing probably this where you've got high odds amounts, but I'd probably be more leaning towards this when you're stuck in a situation where you just can't. You've got to put a bigger flat bet on. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now I do have, I will touch on that right now. There is a way you can actually create odds that you want. So if you're at a casino with 2 times odds, there is a slight catch. And I heard that like some casinos don't allow you to do this. Certainly that's not a problem here in Australia for my Australian viewers, but you might be in a situation where you can only put 2 times odds, right? So what you do is you put, say, 25 here, or maybe you put 30 on a don't, and then you put 60, or maybe you don't even do that. Oh, we'll just do it at 60, but maybe you bring this up a little bit more, bring it up to 50. You do that. So the differential is $10, right? But on your pass line, because you've got 60 bucks, right? I can go up to double that. I can go up to 120 behind, which is not bad, right? I actually boost it up. Maybe I want a bit more. Maybe I want to go up another bit further. Maybe I want to go up to 90, right? Because I want to, have that extra boost. So 90 would allow me to go up to 180 in odds behind my bet. And what I would do to close that back, I would bring myself back up to 80 here on my don't pass. So my differential is $10. Effectively my flat bet is $10. And that works great, except for this push. And the push, is ultimately designed to stop you doing these kinds of things. It's there to make this a loser on the 12, because the don't pass is not going to pay on a 3 or a 2. This is going to pay $80, and this is going to lose 90. So you're only down $10, except for where the push happens. Now in Australia, our push is not on the 6, it's actually on the 2, which I understand in some, Indian casinos in the States, you guys, some of those casinos use the push on the 2 and not on the 12. So, but it doesn't matter. It has the same effect. It's still a push, and if that means your pass line, in this case, you will lose $60. Now, even so, that's still it's a relatively rare thing. You're not always going to get a lot of 12s on the pass line, and you may not even see it in a session, but it is something that can happen. So that is a way to sort of get around it, where a casino allows you to play both. And I don't see a reason why. It seems stupid that a casino would do that, because normally you just can't win. When you're playing both sides, you can't win either, and the only thing the house can do is win against you. It can never win on its own. So yeah, it's a bit of a silly restriction, I think. But anyway, I thought I'd touch on that. So yeah, that is a way of playing this strategy on a lower odds casino, provided they allow you to do do-we-don't. Otherwise, definitely the midnight approach of placing is something there. I'd probably still consider the same philosophy that I had, where I wouldn't press my odds up if I'm getting craps numbers. I'd only be pressing them up on box numbers. So I think that, for me, it makes potentially some sense, because I want to see evidence that the shooter's getting something up here, in the money area. But yeah, that's it. Plenty of variations and whatnot you can do on this, but the idea is you're betting one number, you're not spread thin across a lot of numbers, so your exposure is kind of minimal on early 7 outs, and that's why it did sustain even with a number of short rolls. We've still got most of our bankroll preserved. So yeah, that's the idea behind it. Gives you a chance to win some, but not lose a lot. So anyway, I hope you like that. I look forward to your comments and feedback and suggestions, and yeah, thanks for watching.